Hi, I'm Tish Ashley, and I want to tell you a story. First off, I'm from Texas, so when you think of Texas, I would kind of think of maybe the Cowboys or possibly our great Tex-Mex food. Well, my husband told me that we were going to move to Alabama, and I never really thought about Alabama. So the thoughts that I had weren't about football or chocolate gravy. So when we arrived here, I noticed that this area was a little bit naturally segregated. And I kind of wanted to make a change. I wanted to make a difference, but I wasn't sure how. And I wasn't really sure if anybody wanted change or a difference to be made. A lot of times my family and I, we were the only black people in our setting at our co-ops or church or whatnot. So fast forward to recent events. I had a what if moment. You know those moments that kind of give you a boost in your confidence. I thought, what if we could make change through conversation? So I gathered a panel of black people to answer questions that really anybody sent in. And long story short, there was an awesome turnout. I wasn't really sure that there would be, but I was really amazed by the response of our community coming together and wanting to make a change, wanting to be a difference. So today, we have some people from our community who are amazing, who have come up with their own what-ifs to kind of shed some light on issues maybe we haven't thought about. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Teresa. What if people listened to each other before speaking and offering their perspectives? One well-known scripture reads, "But everyone must be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger." So, like this verse suggests, what if we really listened to each other first? Then maybe you could really hear me and understand me when I say I sometimes think twice about sending my husband to the store after dark, especially when he isn't wearing his work-affiliated clothing, which gives him some measure of credibility, because otherwise he could be seen as just another tall black man entering the store late and give cause to be followed or misjudged simply because of the color of his skin. If you listened, you would hear me when I say my friend's husband decided to leave a store when he was asked to wear a mask. Not because he was anti-mask, but because he was actually afraid to be the big, tall black man in a mask in the store. Because he remembers the many times that men of his same skin color have not made it home from the store, and the mask just heightens others' perceptions of him. What if we were truly judged by the content of our character, not by the color of our skin? What if we truly regarded others as more important than ourselves? What if we not only looked to our own interests, but also to the interests of others? Today's America lacks empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and engage in the feelings of others. It's the ability to say, hey, I have an opinion, but I haven't experienced what you've experienced, so tell me more about your experience. Or to say, I hear you say you're hurting because of this. I'm here with you and I'm here for you. What if we were to listen, to hear, to understand, to express empathy, to engage compassionately?
Hi, my name is Tia. And what if I had learned to love my brown skin sooner? I don't remember when I first realized that the color of my skin may be different, but I do remember the experiences that led me to believe that being black equated to being inferior and unattractive. What would you think of yourself if a guy rejected you because his father told him he would dig his grave if he dated a black girl? Imagine being told, I just want to know what it's like to sleep with a black girl. Imagine having to wonder if a guy wouldn't date you because of the color of your skin. Growing up in a predominantly white and small county in southern Alabama, I heard things like, you're pretty for a black girl, and you talk white. And I hardly saw any women in positions of influence who looked like me. So how did I come to love my beautiful brown skin? I found beauty in God. You see, in college, God reminded me that I am made in His image, and to hate myself would be to hate God, the one who created me. So in college, God reminded me that I am made in His image, and to hate myself would be to hate God, the one who created me. So I embraced the beauty that God designed me to carry, and I became a pageant queen, I became a mentor, and I became a leader in my community. And that's why representation matters. Because you are the role model who will champion other Black girls and other Black women when you walk in the beauty that God has designed you to carry. So dear Black girl and women of color, you are not the sum of your body. You are not the sum of the color of your skin. And you are not the sum of the negative racial experiences you face. But you are the sum of the one who created you.
Hello, my name is Milos. What if our country rectified so many unfulfilled what-ifs? What difference would it make in our lives today if the United States had actually stood behind the reconstructive efforts after the Civil War in regards to former slaves and their descendants? The date is January 12, 1865. General Sherman and Secretary of War Edwin Stanton are meeting with 20 prominent Black ministers. When asked, in what manner do you think you can take care of yourselves? And how can you best assist the government in helping to maintain your freedom? To paraphrase, these men replied, we can best take care of ourselves by having land, to till it and to turn it by our own labor. And we will soon be able to maintain ourselves and have enough to spare. And in regards to assisting the government, our young men should enlist in service to the government and serve it in whatever manner that is needed. We aim to live on the land until we're able to buy it so that we can have something of our own. Now, these statements speak in stark contrast to many of the negative stereotypes that existed then and now, centered around laziness, lack of patriotism, and a demand for handouts in regards to Black Americans. What if the over 400,000 confiscated and abandoned acreage that was formerly owned by treasonous Americans that General Sherman had actually set aside for Black Americans along the Atlantic coastline had actually remained in Black hands? More than likely, those Black Americans would be able to grow and prosper economically. And being able to prosper economically, they would thus be able to prosper politically. And therefore, they could avert or overturn bigoted and racially biased infringements, whether de jure or de facto, against their constitutional rights. Maybe there would be no convict leasing, poll taxes, literacy tests, separate but equal Supreme Court rulings, denial of military service, the screening of the movie Birth of a Nation in the White House of a sitting president. Maybe there would be no gerrymandering, no redlining. Maybe there would be no more need for new civil rights legislation a century after 3 post-Civil War constitutional amendments had already been passed that supposedly guaranteed the rights of Black Americans. What if our country rectified so many unfulfilled what-ifs?
Hi, I'm Janae. What if you were us? You have now had the opportunity to listen to multiple experiences that you probably have never thought of or been through yourselves. Your knowledge of our experience seems to diminish when we begin to talk and express our issues and how we feel based on what we've been through. See, the same individuals that wrote those history books decided the curriculum of what is taught excluded information that would be pivotal to the movement in understanding why this is not okay. See, as a young black woman, when I wake up in the morning, figuratively speaking, I already have one strike on me. I'm already behind the curve in multiple endeavors because my skin is too dark. My hair isn't straight or not the right texture. My appearance doesn't seem to correlate with the societal thought of excellence. Could you imagine being a young black woman with 2 master's degrees working on a doctorate and still feel undervalued and living just above poverty? Well, that's me. For my young black brothers, you were taught when you walked out the house that you already had 2 strikes on you. 1, you're black. 2, you're a male. And from my experience, it seems like black males intimidate individuals, especially my educated brothers. See, being us and black isn't always peaches and cream. See, the information that was purposely excluded does not define who we are destined to be. But for you, what if you were us and everything didn't seem so easy and your skin looked like mine and your hair wasn't easy to tame at night? And relatively speaking, life was not easy because that spoon you had wasn't silver. And if you ever had to think about your life being taken away because of your skin tone, or your life doesn't matter because you're black, while everyone shouts all lives matter, which they do, but just remember, all lives don't matter until black lives matter too, until someone like me matters to you.
My name is Rachel. What if my pain was a 9.5? I read that there's a disparity in the way that African Americans are treated for pain. Blacks are less likely to receive pain medication than whites entering the facility with the same condition. So I wondered why that would be. And I figured maybe it's because of the way that I present my pain. So the doc comes in and he says, rate your pain on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 being no pain at all, 10 being the worst pain you can imagine. And with a smirk and a squinched face, I say, it's a 9.5. And I almost said it was a 10 because I have birthed 4 children, 2 at the same time, all with no epidural. So I know what a 10 feels like. And I am this close. But I can see by the look in his face that he doesn't really believe me. Maybe it's because I'm not shedding any tears. Maybe it's because I'm not crying out loud or wringing my hands. But if it takes all that for you to believe me, I'm at a loss. Because people that look like me don't express their feelings in that type of way. They're not real keen on being that vulnerable. And it's because we have a lot of walls put up. But those walls are justified because we have a history riddled with people like Henrietta Lacks. We have a history riddled with programs like the Tuskegee syphilis study. So those walls are up, and they're not coming down. But my pain is still a 9.5 out of 10. And I don't even think I have the words to say it's really a 9.5. And I'm not going to abuse your pain medicine, but I'm not going to beg for it either. So as he walks out of the door, I say to myself, I'm going to have to be strong. Strong enough to take this pain. But I would love to see the day when I don't have to.